Yep, should be able to hear me now. Check, check, quick sound check. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Quick audio check. You probably weren't expecting to see me, but here we are. Welcome, everybody, to Slow Markets. I am Coach Jay, filling in for Coach Dakota right now. He should be joining us in just a couple minutes, but he get the show started. Surprised, right? Hey, who's that guy? It's not Dakota. What is going on, everyone? How's everyone's night going, or morning, depending on where you are in the world? Could be pretty early for you or late. Time to grab your parents' credit card and open up a prop account. Don't do that. Don't do that. What's up, Aaron? What's going on? Is Dakota on a date? I don't think so. I don't think he is, but he should be joining in about a half an hour. I'm going to keep eye on my phone. Should be sending me a message sometime soon whenever he's ready. But welcome to Slow Markets. Welcome to Slow Markets. We're going to do our normal program, kind of go over, review what happened in the day, see if we have any trades setting up tonight. If you guys have any trades that you're looking at, let me know. Kind of go through my process and show you guys how I look at the markets. Before we get into it, how was everyone's day? How did everyone trade today? Up on the day, down on the day? Anything you learned from today? I had a pretty good day after fast markets. If you were watching, we'll go over what my trade was. We'll take a look on the daily. Mike, I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. Dakota owes me big time. Hey, man, we're a team. We're a team. I'm gonna need a couple of days off of at the buzzer sometime soon, so we'll get Dakota to fill in for those. But taking a look at the NASDAQ, we did make all-time highs today in the Monday price action. And I said I had a pretty good day overall, but I got kind of chopped up. Trading markets that are making all-time highs can be tough, where we're chopping around. It's not the most fluid price action to the upside. But what I'm kind of looking at here on the equity charts, we'll just go right into it. Nope, that's not the daily candle that I was looking at. Let's find the right one. Here it is, December 18th. Hogan and I talked about this during the opening call, but this was the candle that was the last time the Fed made a rate decision, right? And they actually changed rates. That was December 18th. We can see, if you kind of move over to the right now, that was the high of the range, and it has been so far. We've closed outside of that. The high of that candle was 22,808 half. And above that price, I was looking to get long, right? Because what that means is the market is accepting price above that range and trading higher. Again, we're making all-time highs, so it's not going to be the most fluid price action to the upside. So I took this trade a couple times. I think all of my trades, with the exception of a short in the S&P today, late in the day, were to the long side. And I got chopped up. I said I wanted to trade around 808, that 808 price, 800 price, got in 30 points higher, and we're day trading, so trade location matters. Got stopped out a couple times, but we can see throughout the session, we continue to hold above the high of this candle. We don't have any 30-minute closes inside that range, which looks pretty bullish. Now, going forward, D. Mitch, that's pretty funny. Going forward, what do we expect, right? So where's Dakota? He's on his way. He's on his way. He should be here in about a half an hour or so. You're looking for him. I'll be looking for him too. So going forward, I am bullish this market. If I'm going to take a short, like I said, I did take a short in the S&P. It's a see profit, take profit trade. If I'm thinking about any shorts, I am a trader that will trade both sides of a market, right? If it presents itself as a decent trade, I'll take it. But I'm leaning to the long side in these markets, and for good reason. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days in a row. This would be number 8. And we are starting a new month, right? We are starting a new month, so we might see some capital allocation coming in new month. And it seems like the 23,000 is just the target, right? In everyone's head, it's the next super psychological level that we have up above us. Everyone who's trading the NASDAQ is going to know when it trades 23,000. So that is where I'm looking at as a target. Now, with it being such a visual target and an obvious target, do we get there is the question. I would say probably yes. I'd be leaning towards a yes. Maybe not tomorrow, but by the end of the week, I would not be surprised if we're trading 23,000. It's about a 0.5% from where we are right now. Uh, and I see your questions in the chat. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. Let's just go through this real quick. So I'm leaning bullish in this market. Again, pullbacks are going to happen. But what I'm looking at so far tonight is we have this 30-minute opening range, right? First 30 minutes of the Globex session. The low of that range is 22,857. The high 22,888, we'll call it, or 886. Ballpark is fine enough with the NASDAQ. And then I'm going to look at VWAP attached to that. Right now, I don't see a trade that I could take right here, right now. If we were trading near the lower end of this range, I would be comfortable buying this range. But with this VWAP being flat here, it's telling me to stay patient for at least right now. Do like this general area, these 850s around here. So if we get a pullback into that area, I may take a long. If I had to take a short right now based on a playbook that I have, if I had to take a trade right now based on my playbook, it would say to short this back into the range because VWAP is flat. Right? At the 4-hour chart. 4-hour looks pretty bullish. I mean, we have this wick up here, but that looks pretty bullish as well. I think on the daily, we talked about it. We haven't taken out a daily low in the past 7 days. Right? So we haven't even traded below, haven't really traded to 50% of any of these daily ranges, right? This has been, with the exception of, nope, we haven't hit 50% of any of these daily candles. This is an extremely bullish market. I think all of the coaches have been talking about it. These markets are kind of back to normal, where volatility has decreased, volume has come down a little bit, and equity markets are meant to go up. And that is what they're doing right now. Noah has a question here. How do you manage trading such small daily ranges? What I did today, I probably sized up a little bit, where I'm normally trading either a couple of micros or 1 to 2 minis. The trades I took during fast markets, I took 1 to 2 contracts. Later in the day, I took a 3-contract trade. You heard Dakota talking about it as well, maybe scaling up into decreased volatility. And then I'm also setting reasonable expectations for the outcomes of my trades and expanding the time horizon for my trade, right? So what does that all mean? If I'm taking a long, right, I take a long here. I'm not expecting 300 points out of a trade. I might be looking for 40 points, but I'm going to take that 40 points with 2 or 3 contracts right now, because the lower range allows me to limit my risk. And again, you don't have to trade minis, right? Let's say you normally trade 1 micro, maybe you could trade 2, because the lower volatility is going to allow you to still limit your risk dollar-wise, but then you could take advantage of some of the market movement. But for me also, I'm expecting my trades to have to, I'm expecting to have to sit in trades longer, right? I think we got spoiled early this year, February through April, where we had extreme volatility. The markets were moving really fast. We had, 300-point 5-minute candles in the NASDAQ. That's not normal, though. This is a normal environment. So I'm just thinking longer time frames, maybe not sitting and watching the trade so much, because they are going to take longer to play out. All right. Let's take a look at gold really quick. Gold has been interesting, and it is in an interesting spot right now. Gold has been selling off a little bit. While we're seeing the equities rally, we are seeing somewhat of a sell-off in gold. This is the purple line on my chart here is a 50 moving average. This is a daily chart. And we've spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days now under this 50 moving average, and that's the longest time we spent under there all year. So I am looking at whether or not this is just a pull up. We had a really nice rejection at 3250s this morning. Last night, 3250 last night. It looked like gold was just going to sell off, and right at 3250, some buyers stepped in, pushed us back up here. I am leaning to the short side in gold. Now, again, trade location matters. With this reversal here, if we start to accept back inside yesterday's range, 3322, then maybe looking short. But I'm also looking at this 50 moving average here on the daily, which we haven't tested in a couple of days. It's up at 3346. I think that might be a better spot to look to potentially limit risk in a short in gold. Going down to a 30-minute chart, we have a 200 moving average here that we're sitting at. If you guys join at the buzzer, you know how often Coach Paul and I talk about the 200 moving average. Shout out to Coach Paul for bringing it to my attention, and I use it so much now. But right now, we are seeing a pull up in gold. So do I see a short here? This is a market I want to be short. Do I have a signal to go short? Not yet. This is actually a signal to go long. Same 30-minute range that I marked out in the NASDAQ, right? First 30 minutes of the open. We have volume leaving that range to the upside. It's supportive so far. Right? So this is a decent long trade here. Now, the way I'm feeling and looking at a higher time frame in gold, I want to be short. So I'm looking at potentially a better spot up here in this range, this 33.46 area. So if you're long gold, I would think, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think, the market's going to do what it wants to do. I would think longs in gold have some room up to 33.35 at least, if not up to 33.45. I'm looking to get short this market, so I don't think I'm going to buy here. I keep getting cooked in shorts. Why even bother right now? If you're taking shorts in the equities, it's been tough. It's been tough. I mean, just look at a chart, and outside of a couple of opportunities for really great trades, there's been pullbacks. Can you make money to the short side in this market? 100%. I think we saw Dakota do it the other day. Last week, I was on Fast Markets with him. I think it was Monday, where we were rallying. He was shorting and making money. But trade location is extremely important, and accepting the fact that your trades are probably see money, take money trades, right? There's a common thought that traders have all the time. They're just like, how can I hold on to trades longer? The most important part of that is, does the market agree with your trade idea, right? You could hold on to a short trade all you want, but if the market is rallying, you're only going to hold on to it as long as you have money in your account. So if I'm shorting equities, it's see profit, take profit in my mind until something changes, right? And I look at stats. We'll see if we can look at some stats later on. I know Dakota hasn't been doing that a little lately, but we can maybe look at some. Let's take a look at the S&P really quick. Same story here in the S&P. I am looking at this kind of rejection candle that we had here. Up at these highs. This is I did take part of this short right as power hour was closing. Had some pretty nice selling here. Shout out to Baron. I say it all the time. I work with Coach Paul. He's learned some stuff from me. I've learned some stuff from him. I learned something from all the traders that we have at Topstep. Sorry, my phone started talking to me. But I've learned from Baron using edge fill stats, right? And the trade I took as a short here was a power hour continuation trade fail. So again, I think we have some great traders at Topstep, great information, and it's only the information is as good as you can execute on it and are willing to learn from it. But Baron, if you're watching, shout out to you. Edgefill is a great tool. Doomlord, are we doing DBA concepts tonight? Maybe, we'll see if he wants to join us. Overstable had a question. Do you still think the large NQ candle from right around 1400 is valid to anchor VWAP? So these end of the day candles, can you anchor there? You can. The only thing with that is those are we know that the volume on the close is always going to be a pretty high volume. So I'll say it this way. If there's a high volume candle at 1 p.m. Eastern time and a high volume candle at 4 p.m., I'm going to give precedence to the 1 p.m. candle because it happened at a time that's an anomaly, right? Every day at 4 p.m., there's going to be high volume. So does it really hold any weight, or was that just, traders closing positions for the day? But if something happens in the middle of the day, I'll give more precedence to that. Do you look at gamma walls? No. Case and I don't. All right, Dakota saying traffic's still 30 minutes. All good. Coach J concepts tonight. Do I trade a personal account? I do. I was actually short in my personal account gold this morning while we were doing the opening call. I know Hogue and JD were looking at a long. I saw a short. I'm actually happy I got out of my short when I did. I took a couple points from it because these guys were right on the trade. Um, I I was right on my trade. I was not right on the direction of the market. So I'm happy I got out when I did. But yeah, I do trade a personal account. Can't share it on Topstep TV yet. Uh, how do you determine what moving average to use? Uh, 200 on a 30-minute versus. Okay, so moving averages, I use MKRI. They're always going to be the 20, 50, and 200. And again, I got that from working with Coach Paul. So I don't need to use anything else in my own opinion. I got it from somebody who I respect as a trader, has been doing this for a very long time. What I do as a default, I look at the daily chart, 20, 50, 200, and then the 30-minute chart, 20, 50, 200. Where we are on the daily, right? This is a market that's in an uptrend on a higher time frame, right? But I'm a day trader. So I do have to refer to a more medium time frame, which is that 30-minute, and then I go from there. Once I'm executing trades, I'm probably not looking at this so much, right? So you'll see me take these off the charts all the time because I'm focusing on what an entry signal is for me, and that's price action and volume. But it's always going to be a daily and a 30, simple moving average, 20, 50, 200. Are there reports on Edgeful for after hours trading? There are. I think you have to do like a custom report, but there are some for after hours. I haven't. I just started looking at it this weekend. Um, Seeing Baron post some stuff on Twitter and Instagram. Uh, just started using it this weekend, so I still have a lot to learn there. And I do YM analysis. Sure. All right. All right. Looking at the YM on a daily start, we're above the 200 moving average, right, which is down at 43.510. Looking pretty bullish. If I zoom out to the left, we're trading inside of this daily candle right here, December 18th. Okay, let's go to December 18th because that's the one I use for all of them. And if you don't know why I'm marking out this December 18th candle, this is the one where the Fed changed rates, right? Fed cut rates. We had a pretty big sell off that day. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was a FOMC day where we had a 2.5% sell off in the NASDAQ after 2 p.m. Eastern, which is crazy. Uh, but we've closed above that. We closed above 50% of it, still looking bullish. The daily ranges are decreasing a little bit, and it is a holiday week, so maybe there's something to be said for that. But this still looks pretty bullish. If I go down to a shorter time frame now, we are well above the 200 moving average on the 30-minute. That has me leaning bullish as well. And this is actually a pretty nice long signal here. So if I got a pullback in the Dow here to, let me just put this trade on. I do like trading the Dow every once in a while. I know it doesn't get a lot of love on Topstep TV. It's a great market to trade, especially for the account sizes that we have. But if we get a pullback to this VWAP in the Dow, I'll keep this up on a chart on the side. I will buy this and risk this low here. What is my ideal trading strategy? My ideal trading strategy is reading price action and volume, right? I You will see VWAP on my charts. I use that as a way to determine the flow of the market, and then I make trades based on what that flow is saying. So let's go down to a shorter time. Let's go down to let's go back to the NASDAQ really quick, right? NASDAQ from the open. This is today's open. I use 3 and 30-minute charts. You can use whatever time frame you want. But if I attach a VWAP to this, it looked like it was going to sell off and then it got flat. So for me, any trades in this environment where VWAP is flat should be range trades, right? Which is why I was comfortable buying this under here because this VWAP stopped moving lower, right? My interpretation is that volume moves the market. Every time we place a trade, either to buy or to sell, you're placing volume in the market. And some market participants can trade more volume than others, right? They're the ones that get to move price. So when this volume flattens out here, I want to be a buyer below this VWAP, and I'm thinking about selling above it. Now, I want to align my trades with a higher time frame analysis. So long trades down here, I'm going to hold on to longer because the higher time frame is moving to the upside. Will I take a short up here? Yes. But the expectations for the outcome of this short are much less than they are for a long because this market is moving to the upside. Greetings from Colombia. What is up, Colombia? Tokyo don't give out all the sauce. Yeah, I mean, this is gold popped 50 points. Did it really? What are we talking about? 50 points from where? From the low? Active Trades wants to know where the F is Coach Dakota. I want to know the same thing, Active Trades. I want to know the same thing. Do you view volume profile? I don't use volume profile, but I understand why it's a useful tool. I just don't use it because it's to me it's kind of noisy on the charts. How do you set anchored VWAP? In the drawing tools, on the left side of your charts, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 icons down. Projection. Halfway through that menu, you have anchored VWAP. I put a star next to mine because I use it all the time, and it is up here. Two candles with a line going through it. Just click on that. Click on a candle and anchors it from there. RSI I don't use. Everything you see on my charts is what I use. Everything you see on my charts is what I use. Volume, ATR is here just to kind of help me determine risk on trades. Very simple. My stop is going to be somewhere around 2 times the ATR value. And that's about it. That is about it. All right, let's take a look, just because we have to, at crude oil. This market's really not doing a whole lot. Over the past 5 days, we've been extremely range bound, very balanced market right now. Uh, Only thing I can say about crude right now is buying it at around 64.50s and selling it at 66 is the trade. This is not a market that I'm looking to place trades in right now, at least. What's going on, Joe? Mandy, how we doing? Adrian, what's up? Uh, I'm very dangerous shorting a tight channel up at 22,905. As long as your risk is managed, Richard Harris, do whatever you want. As long as you manage your risk. ML Trades, what's going on? Phoenix Trading is inviting us to Colombia, South America. Yeah, I'm down. Dakota will be here. He's in traffic right now, but hopefully he'll be here. Saying he'll be here. But. All right. So any trades that I want to put on right now? Any trades I want to put on right now? Not really seeing a whole lot. Richard Harris, I don't hate your short in the NASDAQ. We got a little extended from volume here up at a major level. And in this spike where we rejected, where we sold off in power hour, kind of traded right to 50% of that, 22,905s and rejecting. I don't hate the short. Often I hear the team say a trade is still valid. What makes it invalid? Please tell me it's not having the stop loss hit. So it's a good question. What makes a trade invalid? Your stop loss, as long as it's based on market structure, in my opinion, and not based on a dollar amount, is a point of invalidation. But I think new information invalidates a trade as well. Let me go to this gold trade, for example. I was short. Where was I short? What time was that? Okay, here we go. This gold short last night. This is a tough one because this is invalidation at a point of profit. So let's say you were short gold, right? This is, I told you guys what my setup is. Identify a range. This is last night's 3-minute opening range. Volume left that range to the downside, right? This was a good trade. To me, new information that would invalidate this trade because I'm a volume trader. See how this VWAP, this red line, is a resistance this whole way down? Let's say this didn't trade like this, and I would have to find an example. So, we're just going to use hypotheticals. Let's say this didn't leave this range and this market traded above here. Invalidation to me would be a close above VWAP in this case. Let's see if we can find another one. Let's say I wanted to go long here, right? Where I see this volume coming in. I see this volume coming in. There's a spike. VWAP is still in that range, but I get long. Invalidation is closing below that. I'm out. Could my stop be here? Yes, but this is no longer a trade where momentum is carrying the market, at least in this time frame. Could it do it later on? It could. But look at it. If my stop was below this candle, this could have invalidated my trade and saved me a couple of points here where I would have gotten stopped out either way. Volume never left their range to the upside. So that is to me, that's what invalidation is. But it's a point of a point in the market where it's in the word. You get taught in school to never use the word in the definition, but the trade is no longer valid. If I'm looking for a long and the market's clearly saying short, I could get out before, or I could just let my stop hit. Richard Harris says it just dropped hard. You guys got to zoom out. Got to either zoom out or you're short 50 contracts right now. And that P&L is huge. 9 points is a nice trade though. 9 points is a nice trade. I'm trying to recognize things that allow me to let it run or close early. So Steven, what I would say is lower your risk to the point where invalidation is where you think your stop should go and just let it work. Right? If you're still kind of learning how to let it run, just let your trades work, right? But if they get stopped out, don't let it cost you a whole lot. And then you can try to figure things out from there, right? Like for me, I know I've taken this opening range trade so many times now that I can trust. I know when I can trust the risk and when I should just say, hey, you took a shitty trade. And it's with taking the same trade over and over again. For example, this opening range short today in the NASDAQ was a decent trade, but the way this VWAP left this range, if I didn't see profit, take profit, I was giving something back. Right, but more information invalidated a short there. Gold is moving up. Like I was saying, I think there's some room up in gold up to this 30-minute candle right here, up to 35s. Anyone long gold right now? Anyone long gold currently? A nice trade if you are. Haley is long. Beak is long as well. Michael's always long. Fumbled the longs. It's all right. Anytime you fumble a trade, let go of it, right? And then ask yourself, is there another setup that I could take, or do I just need to walk away for the day? That's what I had to do this morning. I wanted to long the NASDAQ so many times on fast markets. I got it wrong a couple of times, got caught up. As soon as we got off air, I stepped away from my desk for about an hour and traded from my phone the long that I took, and that worked out. There's always going to be another opportunity, but we can't try to force it right away. If I miss one and I try to just put on a trade because I should have been in one 5 minutes ago, it's a very easy way to give back money. So, hedgeful stats are wild. Yeah, they are. James, the indicators I use on my chart, this is just a fib retracement tool. I'm using it like a rectangle. I just want to know high, low, 50%. The red line is VWAP, volume. That's about it. Case into your short gold. I mean, hey, what I would say is if you have a setup, allow your setup to play out. Don't try to be right. Try to trade your setup. Sometimes it's going to be wrong, right? But if we try to a 100% win rate on every trade, you're either gonna take 2 tick profits every time you see green on your screen, or, you know, you have catastrophic losses because you're trying to be right. The trade is wrong, the trade is wrong, it's okay. I had a $1,500 day today, and I started off fast markets down 700. If I was trying to force trades to not be down 700 or close trades out, you don't make a recovery. So trade your setups. Uh, do you use fib extensions or golden zones like Baron? No, Ryan, I don't. I don't use fib extensions. I kind of do look at measured moves, I guess, right? Like if I measure out this candle here, I would do something like this and just kind of stack it on top and see if we get an extension that way. And I guess I could just use the fib tool the right way. Uh, but I'm usually not. For me, as far as looking at targets for trades, I look to the left and see, similar like we did in gold just now, see an area where the market had to make a decision before, and that's my target. So if I'm long here, this target is an area where the market rejected the last time we were up here. Bankroll says these people think Edgeful going to do something but haven't mastered emotion or risk. Nothing does anything, Bankroll. So I don't disagree with you. Risk management over everything. You could literally flip a coin, and if you manage your risk properly, do better than somebody who has this beautiful thought out strategy but can't manage their emotions. So I don't disagree. Not disagree. All right, let's do a quick scan of some other markets. I know. Oh man, here we go. This is where we should be. Do we have any currency futures traders in here? Anyone trading the currencies, the euro, the yen? This is where the trend is. This is the yen. So I gave you guys that setup, right? Adrian, I know you do. Talked about that setup. That's my favorite setup, right? 30-minute opening range, volume left the range, buy it. I unfortunately was not at my desk at this time. I was in a meeting, but look at this trade in the yen. And a lot of the currency futures have been doing this exact same thing. Here's the euro, which might, and again, these are not guarantees that these trades are going to work out, but they've been moving pretty well. Merlin's up 1K trading the euro. Nice. Yeah, and guys, I know with Dakota, he normally looks at a couple of different markets. He looks at NASDAQ and gold, and for the most part, that's what I'm trading as well. But every once in a while, and I work with Coach Paul doing at the buzzer, and he is a swing trader, so he's a position trader, right? So Coach Paul, he's here, he does day trade as well, but in his personal accounts, he's more of a position trader, and he has anywhere from 10 to 15 positions on at one time, and he's been trading the currency markets, and it's been moving really well. Uh, so as a day trader, every once in a while, I kind of peek at these and see if they're presenting some pretty good trades. Slippage is a concern in currency futures. I would say they're fairly liquid. They trade decent volume. Doing my thought about that. Thought about that, putting that in my contract, renaming it JStep TV. But it may seem like I'm on here a lot. I guess I am. I was on Fast Markets this morning, opening call at the buzzer. Now here, I got some vacation coming up, so you guys will I give you some time to miss me. Uh, Clicky trades, your long gold. I mean, I like the trade up to 33, 35s. I might start getting short up here, but I do see room in gold, maybe even up to 33.50. Maybe even up to 33.50s. Hmm. I'd love to put a trade on right now, but I have to have a setup. What was the Dow doing? The Dow is probably giving me that pullback I was looking for. Not enough. Nope, not enough. I feel like what I've been doing lately is taking trades a little too early. So I'm gonna wait. Right, I cannot. If this market just runs without me, it runs without me. But I'm gonna kind of constrain myself a little bit here. I cannot take a Dow long until we hit this VWAP. If it doesn't hit it, I don't get a trade. Dakota doesn't show up in 45 minutes. We're ending the stream. Actually, that's pretty much the end of the class, but end of the session. He's probably not going to show up, guys. All right. Yeah. Yeah, he had some stuff he needed to take care of, so it's all good. NASDAQ back into 1 hour opening range. Do you trade evals the same as XFAs? That's going to be a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. I don't. I will be honest. I do get aggressive with them, but I pay for them. And people say all the time, they're like, "Oh, these coaches, they just get free accounts so they can trade as many as you can." Every account I've ever had with Topstep, I paid for, uh, with the exception of if they gave out a deal or something like that. So I do trade them aggressively, but it doesn't mean that I fare better than anybody else who's going to trade them aggressively. So you shouldn't do that. And I'm saying that as somebody who has blown accounts trying to trade them too aggressively. So no, the rules don't change for me, um, as they don't for anybody. Richard Harris says Topstep does not give any free accounts, especially to people named Richard Harris. Are you still in the short? Waiting on a rebound from gold? No, I do not have a live account at Topstep. There are some changes coming soon, sometime potentially, that I may, but not right now. Gold trade is looking pretty good. Should I just be buying gold? It looks like we should have just bought gold, right? That was the trade. Why are gold and equities going higher yesterday and today? I mean, the equities are going higher because bad news, good news, no news, doesn't matter. It seems like nothing can bring these markets down. Um, and I think the equities just have a natural bid. We heard on April 9th that now is a great time to buy stocks. And since that point, we've been rallying. I forgot what the other day was, but it was a you better buy stocks. And we've been rallying since then as well. Now, uh, yeah, these markets are meant to go up, right? Zoom out and look at a higher time frame. They're meant to go up. Now, gold, why did gold go up? Gold to me was more of a short covering move, right? Where it looks like the market got really short. And in a higher time frame, this is a market that's in an uptrend as well. But I don't think that was a shift in the direction that we've seen over the past couple of days. I think that was just short covering, in my opinion. Uh, I do still think we see some downside in, yeah, I mean, show the monthly, right? Monthly candle in the NASDAQ, monthly chart in the NASDAQ, even the most dramatic month that we had in April, where it looked like the world was falling apart, ended green. So what can really break these markets? I don't know. Uh, and you look at history, it's really nothing, because they always come back. What makes platinum move? I think that's more of a fundamental move. I think I try to make sense of it as well because if you look at this monthly in platinum, I kind of just ran to the upside. Uh, this was supply concerns from what I read. There's concerns about the supply for platinum. It's used in a bunch of different places. Uh, that's kind of what that rally was. In classic dips, that's an opinion, but that is what the market is looking for as well. What happens with the big beautiful bill? I believe that's supposed to be next week. We're supposed to have tariffs. The tariff deadline is next week as well. So the market does have some stuff coming up that can be potential catalysts for volatility. But I'll say it that way, right? Potential catalyst for volatility could be to the upside. Who knows? But a couple of catalysts that could get the market moving. Keurig, Dakota might not make it tonight. Might not make it tonight. But if you guys can do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. We'll see if we can put a trade on here, but gonna be honest, I'm not seeing a whole lot. We do have news. So let's check the Trader Hub really quick. We do have news coming out later in the week. We got S&P manufacturing PMI number tomorrow. We have Jolt's job openings at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow as well. The markets could be waiting for this stuff. We do also have NFP still coming out this week, although it is a holiday week. NFP is just going to be released on Thursday instead of Friday. So I'm not surprised to see the markets kind of just hanging out a little bit and waiting until then. But if you guys have any other questions, let me know. See if I can find some music. Do you guys like when the stream has music? I could probably play some here. Ryan Barron was telling me about TJR when we were in Chicago, but I'm not aware. Costa Rica Doug, you got your own music? Do I know when the new dashboard is set to roll out? Don't want to buy a new combine today and it come out tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know exactly when that day is. They don't tell me that, right? They just tell me to show up, turn the camera on, look pretty, and talk about markets. But I think it's sometime soon. I don't have the exact date though. What's on my playlist? Personal choices. It's a wide variety. Wide variety. Go pretty much anywhere with me. Do I trade options too? I do every once in a while. I will sell options. Not the same, not at the level that Dakota does with his wheel strategy, but every once in a while I do sell some options. Every once in a while I traded 0 DTE too, but that's a save it for a special occasion. Save that for a special occasion. Let's see if we can get some music in here. Logged me out. I got logged out. No music, guys. I'm sorry. Got a message, Danielle. No music. But if we have a guest that wants to come on and sing to our audience, we can do that. I'll send somebody a link so you can join. We played Dakota's new song. Jill, if you can tell me where the song is. What happens if you have an XFA with Tradeovate? I don't believe that it should be an issue. I don't believe it should be an issue, but I'm not the person to speak on that, unfortunately. Can you explain the IB and how you and Hoag trade it? Sure. So Hoag looks at it a lot more than I do, but the initial balance is just the first hour of trade in whatever market that you're trading. Right now, some people are going to look at different initial balances, but letter of the law, it's the first hour of trade, right? So if we go to regular trading hours here, and I'm just going to mark out the first hour, high to low, and that's this range right here. Now, what Hoag is looking for is extensions out of this range, right? This is actually a perfect example of a range bound market. So we have the initial balance, right? And I'm looking at just regular trading hours this morning. We have the initial balance, which is the first hour of trade. And for me, I'm attaching VWAP to this. And remember what I told you guys before, flat VWAP means range bound markets. So any pushes below this VWAP that can't extend outside of that initial balance are opportunities to buy, which is why I was comfortable buying down here. All right. So this is that's a great way to look at the initial balance. Let's just go back a couple of days, right? And keep looking at it. Here's the first hour. Attach VWAP to it. Flat VWAP. We couldn't leave the range. Fade extremes, right? Camel tap fade extremes. Here we go. Here's another first hour of trade, attach VWAP to the range. It's not as flat as the other one was, right? We're kind of leaning to the upside, right? Maybe that's an opportunity to buy. And this is we're not talking about risk management here. We're not talking about, you know, position size or anything like that. It's just a way to view the markets. But I think this is a pretty good way to do it, right? Here you go. Initial balance here. VWAP is slightly leaning lower, but notice that this VWAP, there's something that Coach Paul and I identify in markets we call urgency. Um, Notice that this VWAP took a while to leave this range. It actually never left the range, right? So in a situation like this, there are potential situations where you're going to take a short because it looks good, but then this wick pops up here because volume isn't aggressively pushing the market lower. But look at what happens when we close outside the initial balance. And this is what Hoag is looking at. We close outside the initial balance. This is what Hoag is going to call a successful downside auction, right? Because we have the initial balance, market closes outside of that range, and then we get continuation. Here is a successful upside auction with some urgency. Look at how quickly VWAP wants to leave that range. All right. D-Mitch, I'm watching it on a 30-minute and a 3. I was just using the 1 hour for the initial balance. Trump is talking right now. Is he? That could cause some volatility. I like that. We welcome some volatility right now because the only thing I really see moving is gold kind of slowly to the upside. But again, for those traders that are long, it's looking good up to, what did I say, 35s? That still looks pretty good. Should you close your gold trade? I mean, if you're in profit, depends on how much you're in profit, what your objective is for this trade. I'm trying to think if I was long anywhere in gold, I'd probably be up, depending on where your trade location is, about 10 points. Do I need to see a loser after being up 10 points on the trade? You ask me, I'm gonna say no. I'm leaving here with something. But trade your trade. It looks pretty good though. Base hits. Yeah, this long looks pretty good. Love to get a short up here. 3350s area. What about oil? Oxygen. What about oil? It's very range bound. Very range bound. I don't see personally. I don't see a ton of opportunity in this market. And we talked about it a little bit before, but the only opportunity I see personally is fading the extremes of the range, buying it near 64.50, selling it somewhere near 66. Look at this. This is a daily chart. This white line is a 200 moving average. We've traded both sides of that 200 moving average the past 5 days. The trade has been sell it above it, buy it below it. And Adrian, you had called this one out earlier as well, the 4-hour chart. Coach Paul, he said when he looked at this, it looks a little bit more bullish. Where if we break this neckline 64.87, 64.80, we'll call it. But look at all these candle closes. There's a level here. There's a general area here where none of these 4-hour candles are closing below this price. So in order for me to get really really bearish this market, I needed on this time frame, I need a significant close of a candle below this range, or we just continue to bounce up. Now, where do you define the low of that range, right? Because 64.80 down to 60, it could be down to 64 evens. With a one lot, that's about $800 of risk just trying to identify the low of the range. But if we get a significant close with some volume and the market is saying, yeah, we are trying to push lower, we don't want to sit in this range anymore, different story. But the only trade I really see is buying it down here. If you're having issues with your charts not loading, try clearing your cache. I think I've had that once or twice, and clearing the cache did help. So try that. If you're looking to trade energy markets, also natural gas. I know everyone gets gets scared when they hear natural gas. There are micros as well. You can trade MNG. Look at this. Energy market was down 8% today. That's a huge move. Uh, do I suggest everyone scanning 40 different markets looking for a trade opportunity? No, but natural gas has been a mover, and I think can continue to be. Tick size and value. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share a link in the chat. Also, if you ever are curious about tick size, the value for any market. Oh shit, that link is too long. Hold on. Hold on a second. This link for you guys. All right, I'm gonna put a link in the chat to a resource that you can use to get the tick value of any market that you trade. It'll tell you, you pick the market, pick a price, how many contracts you're trading, and it'll tell you from there. Well, actually, I didn't even need to share that. Coach Robert had something better. Dakota's logging in. All right, cool. Hold on 1 second. Let's get our guy in here. All right. Coach Robert also has a better resource that he put together for that. So I'll try to find that as well. I don't know if you guys have seen Coach Roberts. He has a Google Drive of like a million different things he put together. Andrew, I don't know if you have that, but if you could find that, if you could put that in the chat first. Coach Robert has a wealth of documents and information. Does it matter if the ATR line is going up or down? Larry, the ATR going up or down is telling us how volatile the markets are. Hold on 1 second. Might get short natural gas here. I might get short natural gas. All right, I'm short one in natural gas. This is not going to be my stop. My stop's going to be about $500, and looking for a 2-to-1 on this trade. Why am I short this market? On a higher time frame, we're in a downtrend. Had a pretty nice sell off today, and I think we have potential for some continuation. Lower, we looked above that first 30-minute range price wise. Volume never left the range. Ideally, I want to be short up here, but I wasn't looking at the market. But I think there is still some room. I probably don't need to let my stop get that far, but I'm going to put it up here just for, just to look at right now. And if we take out this low, then I'll move my stop. But yeah, I shouldn't be anything. I wasn't looking at the market, so who am I to say I should be short up here? But the idea is we failed to push up out of this range. Want to trade lower. What the hell is natural gas? One of the markets we could trade. Gold moving, you guys are saying? Up near those 35s. Those 35s. Back to Larry's question, does it matter if the ATR is going up or down? The ATR coming down means that the markets are less volatile, which you've heard some traders say maybe potentially trade more size. That is not a you have to trade more size, but when the ATR is increasing, I want to trade less size. That's how I'm looking at that. More volatility or less volatility. More volatility, scale down. Maybe you could open up your expectations for the trades. Less volatility, you could potentially scale up, but I'm looking for less point wise on my trades. NASDAQ is moving. Okay. See it? Little pullback here. Richard Harris, you still short from 905s. Looking good. That means the Dow should be getting closer to my entry. Closer, but not there yet. Nice trade, Richard. Nice trade. See where we might be going here. Session VWAP so far is at 882s. You're not short anymore? You took your money? Can I check out gold? I looked at it a couple times, but it's rallying. It's rallying. Like I said, I think gold, nothing has changed for me. 33.35s would be the first target. Why 33.35? Looking at this 30-minute candle right here. Last time we were up here, the market made a decision. It rejected. This is the target now. What does the market do when we get up here? Does it reject or do we accept back inside of it? If we accept back inside this range, 33.35, then the next target is the next spot the market had to make a decision, 33.45s. Here. For me, it's a little bit too late to get into a gold long. I kind of had a bearish bias coming in. But I think this is a perfect example of understanding that your bearish bias does not align with the markets. If I shorted gold when I open up these charts, I'd be down money right now, right? So I thought one way, but I don't have to trade that way because what setup was there for me to take a short? But this long is looking pretty good. Q long. NQ longs, I don't hate it. I would love to be able to get long under this VWAP here. Chat, when you put something in the chat, like long or short, say why. Right? Say why you want to get long or short. Put some context behind it. Out of that gold long might have a rejection at 33. Nice trade. Trade. How do you get that setup on the screen you were using for these levels? This setup, I mean, it's just a chart, a DOM. That's really it. Chart and a DOM. Hold on a second here, chat. Second here. What's up, man? Give me 1 second. Gonna bring our guy in here. There he is. What's going on, Coach Dakota? How we doing, man?
Am I live?
You're alive.
Are we live?
Guest in your own house. What's going on?
Guess. How are you, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How are you?
Busy. So freaking busy. Traffic is horrible. But I'm here. I didn't want to miss out on everything. So here I am. How's everybody? How's the chat? How are you, Jay?
They're being good today. The chat was surprised to see me here. But they welcome me with open arms. So I can't complain. Doing pretty good. I'm gonna bring up your charts in a second, so you can go over what you're looking at. I'm short natural gas right now. We were just talking about gold longs that some of the chat is in. Let me bring up your charts. Second here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, while you do that, Jay, appreciate you doing this. I know you were on with me, and before that, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it on time. I'm going to try, but the traffic was just so horrible, especially on a Monday. So
Oh yeah, all good, man.
Here I am. Here I am.
Over here.
It's like typically a 15-minute drive turned into an hour with the traffic.
I hear you. Your charts are up now. You want to
All
go
right.
over anything? Yeah, we're all good.
Um, yeah, this
I'm not
is
seeing a
my
whole lot,
live
to be
account,
honest.
right? Yeah, this is my live account. You said the markets are pretty slow, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Nasdaq's kind of just chopping around in a range, and we got a bunch of news later this week, starting tomorrow. Jolt's coming out tomorrow, so
Okay.
how much do we really expect the markets to do right now?
Yeah. Hey, that fast markets trade this morning worked out pretty well. That short, with the stop loss above that opening range, we played. Looks like we did get back down to those 780s, 790s, and we just bounced. It looks like we just bounced for power hour. Nice rally, and then last 10 minutes of the day, we pumped up 50 points and right back down. And I mean, 23,000 is not so far off, to be honest. Let's see what's
Yeah, I was just saying that it's like the inevitable target. We're a little over 100 points away. It's like it's not if, but when.
Yeah, not if but when. I mean, we're at a new contract high too, right? We broke through everything. Like, how many green days in a row are we at here? One, two, three, eight,
Yeah,
eight,
8 going on
green
8.
days in a row. And these aren't like little green days. These are solid days too of what, half a percent, 30% or better. This is a nice move from bottom to top. That's 6%. Now I know we've done that in a day when Trump said buy stocks now, but this has been, dare I say, starting to get a little extended. It's we're now entering that zone that we were in last year, where it's like, we're seems like we're overextended. You don't really want to be a buyer, but then you don't want to be a seller because this market's so strong, and you don't want to be the guy that's selling at all-time highs. Like
Right.
I have. So we're kind of in that, and I see that big contract sitting up there at 908. It's 200 of them. Let's see. There you go.
Gotta get my
You can
Dom
see
fixed on
everything right there.
I gotta get my Dom
Nice.
fixed on Topstep X, but
Yeah, but there's 204 sitting at
right
908,
at the high.
and that is the high of day. So and only 7 of them was filled. So any other big orders come through tonight? Nothing I'm seeing.
Nope, not that I've seen.
We've seen that few big ones come in the New York session. Uh, let's take a run through. I mean, there's not much to do from technical analysis
I
standpoint, right?
I'm with you.
We're just going up and to the right. Um, I mean, it's just like close your eyes and buy. Like that's about where we're at, and buy these dips, right? There's a dip there. There's a dip basically um today, intraday dips. That's basically what we're seeing here. And then do we just continue going in this direction, right? Look at that move. And do we just keep going? I would be surprised. There's 23,000. Let's take a brief look at the gold. That slow markets trade last night. Was it last night? Yeah, that gold long, everybody. How did that one work? That one played out pretty dang good. I took a short. It failed. I got in long. I posted it on the Twitterverse. And look, this is a beautiful technicals, right? Here's the pivot. This was resistance. We ran stops down to what, 32.50. We rallied up. And this is what I love about technicals. We break out, we pull back, we test this resistance zone. Resistance becomes support. And look at gold. Nice rally. I'm gonna be honest. It's looking like a pretty dang good short here, Coach Jay.
So
Look at the resistance
I was
here
looking
at.
for 33 35s on the short. We didn't get there. We got up to 32. We got up to 33s. But I was just telling the
Okay.
chat, I missed the long, right, that we had tonight so far. But this area, this 35 area, looks like a great short opportunity up here. So,
I'm going to be a taker of that
okay.
if we get a bounce up. I like the shorts. Micros. This is a higher time frame. Over here on the left, I have the hourly chart, and so looking for a short entry is, yeah, yeah. If we got 35s, I would be in with you too.
That-
I
I
like
was
that.
Finger over the button at 35s, just never got up there. Target on this would have to be 33.22s to start. That's the kind of where VWAP is right now. But yeah, I do like this trade. Stopped a little short of where I thought it was gonna go.
33.22s.
Yeah, 33.22. So VWAP's at
Okay.
33.24 actually. 200 moving average
Okay.
on the 30 is at 33.22.
I would like. Yeah, I could see that. I could also see the teens, like 16 down
Mm-hmm.
to 11. 16 down to 11. Yeah, let's see if we get another pop up higher. I think we can. We're hanging around 33.29. This is gonna be my slow market trade. Um,
Okay, another one
yeah,
in gold.
yeah, right here on
Nice.
gold. This is my slow market trade of the night. Actually, there's gonna be a short gold, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm short 1 micro. My stop, honestly, I'm debating whether to have it at 52, targeting 15. That's not a great one-to-one risk reward. 33.50. I'm not sure, Jay. This is not getting the best risk reward on this. For the stop, I would want it to be up above 50. I mean, sure, I can make an argument to move my stop. I can zoom into like I'm gonna get into a better position size. Jump
Dakota,
into
no, go ahead, do your thing. I got it. I'm gonna fix the
Mm,
resolution on your charts real quick, but
yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, let me know if I need to do anything. I'm jumping into a 5-minute chart to see if there's a better stop, and I'm not seeing it. That pivot at 33.50 seems to be the best one so far.
Right, that should be better there.
Man, it seems it's not quite a one-to-one if I have my stop up there. I mean, we could go back down to 3,300 evens. That is a decent possibility.
That'd be nice.
I think this will be it. Just go for a one-to-one. One-to-one right there. That's a slow market trade of the night. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot this baby and save it. I like it. I like it.
How
I'd
many are you
rather
doing?
5 micros.
5? Nice. And look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad for get out of traffic and hop into this gold short.
Not at all.
Up 69 bucks.
Close it right there.
Close it right close it right there, man. Um yeah, once again, I can't thank you enough for doing that for me.
Oh yeah, for
Uh,
sure, man.
uh, yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna need somebody to cover at the buzzer for a couple of days. Join Coach Paul over there. So if I send you a
100%.
text,
I'll be there.
but I think we have somebody covering it. Anne Marie, she's killed it. I rewatched when we were in Chicago. She did at the buzzer, and it was I'm like, pass the ball. Let her
Okay.
let,
Nice.
let her
Hey,
do it.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll go live from the boxing gym.
There you
Uh,
go.
we'll do a at the buzzer, hit the bell.
How's the natural gas short looking? It's really not looking like anything right now. It is kind of just hanging out here. Not really doing a whole lot. It's where my entry was. If we don't get any price action in my favor before we close here, I may just take this off and wait. Natural gas does like to start moving during the London session. So this is more of a location trade than anything. I'm not expecting a whole lot of price action right now. When the volume comes in for London session, then we may see a little bit more movement.
Okay. Man, it has been slow markets. I could tell, huh?
Very, very.
Yeah, yeah. Someone says, "Can I grapple?" No, I can't grapple. I wrestled in like junior high, but that has nothing to do with me being able to grapple now. No, nope.
Not at all.
Come on, gold, sell off. Like I like this.
Yeah, that's a good looking trade, man. Like I said, if we were at 35, is it maybe I just need to adjust my entry. But chat, this is what we were talking about, right? Gold pushed up to that level where we had some resistance before. Market had to make a decision up there, and it decision was last time to sell off here, and looking pretty good so far.
Where's everybody saying that I didn't? I've been getting a lot of crap for not trading my live account. I've been trading my live account during slow markets, really. To be honest, Jay,
Yeah.
and I haven't. I've been sizing down, um, trading higher time frame, trading the slow market because it's slow markets, and I've been finding a lot more consistency.
Hey,
Still figuring it out, man.
at the
Still
end of the
figuring it
day,
out.
your goal is to make money from that live account, right?
Yep.
So
Not to just entertain the chat.
right, and we want to do both, right? And that's why we show up here, and you could trade whatever account. But at the end of the day, the goal is money. LeBron says it all the time: keep the main thing, and that is trading. So
Yes.
if it's not going to make you money, why do it for entertainment purposes?
Yeah. Exactly. And plus, traders get to see it. Traders get to see it. It's like, why is Dakota not trading his combine? Because he's not trading his live account right now. And then maybe if traders pay attention, it's like, okay, when's he trading his live? Maybe talking through this thing, asking questions. I see traders that ask the most questions and honest. Usually the ones that do the best from the VIP, or at least in general,
Yeah,
right? It's like
I agree.
instead of just sitting there um, throwing rocks, they're actually taking notes or asking the questions, or like, "Hey, he made a mistake. I'm going to learn from that." Or, "Wow, he just did this. Don't
Yep,
do what I just did. Learn from me. Learn from my mistakes."
100%, 100%. $10 in the profit on this natural gas trade. I could take it off right here for that trader who said I only lose trade the other day.
Jay.
Um, if the screen is blurry, let's try to fix it. Let's see what we can do. What
Yeah.
resolution is that over there, Dakota?
For this tab, oh, I don't know. The tab, I could do. There, I could change it. I could change it up for you. Display settings, it's 3440 by 1440.
3440. Got you. Give me 1 second. We'll fix that in a second,
But
chat.
I could adjust it to 1920 by
No, I
1440.
had it at 2560. So give me 1 second. I'll change it.
No, I could have it at 2560. Here we go. 1 second. It'd be easier than Dylan. You said it's 2560?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Let us know if that's better, chat. Let us know if that's better. It looks a little better on my side, but we'll see. We know what the trade is. He's short.
Short gold. Short gold.
Gold. Ready for fast markets tomorrow?
Tomorrow's going to be a good day, I
I
think.
think so.
Are you on with me?
I will be on with you. I think I'm on with you all week, to be honest with you.
Oh, nice.
If I
Okay.
check the schedule,
Okay.
I think I'm on fast markets every day this week.
I like that.
Yeah. On with Doom on Wednesday. You Dakota, you're Dakota. You and Baron on Thursday. Be fun. Should be a good
Mhm.
week.
Yeah.
A good week.
Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day.
It
Let's
is.
see if we could go into it with some profit.
Put some good trades on, right? Gold bouncing here. Doom, I'll
Yeah,
see
I
you
know.
Wednesday, my man.
Him and Doom, do you still have the couch chair at your
He's
trade
not
desk?
getting rid. He's not getting rid of that thing. I would have not getting rid of that.
Here, give me 1 second.
Canada Day is tomorrow. Happy Canada Day to all our Canadian friends. What is Canada Day exactly? Is it like Independence Day? Just Canadians. Hard to swallow when the trade doesn't go your way. That's why you manage risk.
Yeah, you should never have a trade so big that you're stressed about it. If you're stressed or emotional about a trade, whether it's winning or losing, too big of size.
Jill, where's Jill's message? Jill has a new song for you, Dakota. Did you hear it already?
I seen that was you on Twitter, on Twix.
Yeah, I think that's what
Yes. Yeah, it was a good one. I commented.
I didn't see it. Jill says she retweeted it to me, but I didn't see it. See if we can play it here. Jill, if you could
Second
send the
read.
link in Discord, because I can't find it. Is it PG? Dakota, we can play it on air.
I can't remember if I had cuss words or not. So I would not be the one that could confirm if it was PG.
Got you.
I know. We don't even have any hashtag slow markets, do we? I mean, we're almost over. I forget. Dang, traffic really took forever.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Dolby in the chat. What is up, Dolby? What's going on?
You're getting her hooked on trading. Dude, big shout out to Nick Dobie. Trading that range trade has been amazing.
Yep.
That range trade this morning during fast markets, Dobie, played out great. It played right back down. Dobie shared the statistics, and they're great. They are. Love to see it.
Couple of
Now it's
months of
time to size
stats.
50 contracts in the house account now.
Right.
Nick Dobie.
Trade 50 contracts the Dolby way, just 5 contracts
Yeah.
or 10 contracts every 5 points. The Dolby
Yeah.
iceberg.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Dolby iceberg. I think it could work. I think what it does, especially doing with micros or any kind of trade, it takes the pressure off of having to be super precise on an entry. Right? We try to be so perfect for where we get in and out of trades that you probably miss a couple. For example, like that gold short I was just talking about, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you just say, hey, you know what? I want to be in this general area and in this direction, and put them off from there, and it's been working. Clearly, the numbers show it's been working.
Mhm. Oh, big shout out to you, man. I did that donation today. If
Oh
you
yeah,
guys missed it on fast markets, I for every dollar, for every like we got, I donated $1 to breast cancer, and I made an announcement. My sister did get diagnosed with breast cancer, and she's had surgery, undergoing chemo, and it's been crazy. Hint is pink and why I am late.
yeah. Hopefully everything goes well. Praying for you and your family, man. Like we said, family is most important. Family over everything. Goes well.
Yeah, so I appreciate doing it. I'm gonna do it again Thursday. I'm
Oh yeah.
doing it again Thursday, and the fact that you're partaking, Jay, means a lot.
Oh, for sure, man. Uh, Maybe we play Jill's song for the outro today.
Okay, okay.
See if I can get that figured out. You still in this trade? This is a slow market trade, so
Yeah,
you're gonna hold that one.
it's not moving anywhere, and this is a slow markets trade, so it's gonna run overnight.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, get this outro queued up here.
Oh,
Got
oh
about
no.
10 minutes.
I can't remember if it had any cuss words, so
Hold on. Let me. It sounds like jazz, so
okay. It sounded good. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, everybody. It's one of those where money means more or money means less when you are faced with things like that. Life changes, man. Life can change in a blink of an eye and realize that, wow, some things in life are much, much more important than money. And then we come here and we trade, and it's like, what really makes you happy, right?
Right.
We trade for the freedom and what it brings, and you know, we trade, and the money that we make trading is the money's just a tool. The freedom and everything else that comes with it is what we're really doing it for. And so, kind of, there's always reminders in my day-to-day life that tends to put me in check. Like over the past few weeks, it's like, wow, have all the money in the world. Something like that, you can't just buy your way out of. Of
Right.
course, money can help, but it's not going to
Yeah.
change
It's not everything at that
everything.
point.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Man, gold's gone nowhere.
My natural gas trade is 6 ticks in the profit.
Yeah?
6 ticks.
Do you have the chart pulled? I
Yeah,
wanna
let me
take
pull it up.
I haven't looked at natural gas for a while.
Had an 8% sell off today. And if we can get another 8% sell off, I'd be a very happy, very happy
Oh,
about this
yeah,
trade.
man. Oh, yeah.
But look at this was last night. So this was last night in natural gas. On
Dang, okay.
Sunday opens, it's a big mover on Sunday specifically. But here was that trade today, and it held under VWAP the entire time. The volume likes to pick up during the London session, so I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this right now. But we're getting kind of some failed buying again here, where we have this 30-minute opening range. We tried to trade above it. Volume didn't trade higher, trading lower now. So yeah, we'll see.
Dang, okay. Is that why they call it natural gas? That's the widowmaker, right? Is
Yeah,
that the
it is.
nickname?
It is.
Is that why you're seeing those kind of moves? Because it looks like there was like an 8% rally too a couple days ago.
Right. Yeah. So it's during at the buzzer. Coach Paul and I look at the biggest percentage movers on the day, and natural gas. There was a point. I think we took the data January and February. Out of, let's say, 20 trading days in January, it was in the top 3 percentage movers, either to the upside or the downside, 18 out of 20 days, right? So
Oh,
it,
wow.
it moves a lot. And I think why it's called the Widowmaker is probably more for swing traders, where like this is just this is one trading day, right? This is 5 p.m. Central last night into the close. As long as you're not holding a swing trade, this is just a really nice intraday trend. And that's kind of the way I look at it. Would I hold a
Mm.
position either long or short natural gas going into a weekend? There's no way because Sunday there's
Oh,
always a
yeah.
gap.
Ooh,
There's always a
yeah.
gap.
Or a holiday.
Yep.
Yeah, I
No
would
way.
not. I would not. Gold's starting to sell off now.
This starts really quick.
Yeah. I'd like to see a nice pin bar here on the hourly chart. Like I said, I have an hourly chart, higher time frame. We're at this beautiful resistance.
For Mr. Long Shorts, you're looking for anchored VWAP in Topstep X. It's not an indicator. It's in the drawing tools. Uh, on the left side of your charts, 5 icons down, you have volume based. You have projection tools and then volume based tools. Anchored VWAP is one of those drawing tools.
Nice. And if this 1 hour candle turns red, I'm gonna like it. I mean, we still have 6 minutes, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the wick on that upper end of that candle looks, yeah.
yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. Let's see how we finish in the next 6 minutes.
You're saying look at silver.
Look at silver, please.
Silver's expensive. Oh wow. I mean, look at silver. It's selling off.
Let's see.
My chart up here right now.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
It looks
Come on,
pretty damn
gold
good.
needs to follow it.
Oh wow. Look at this. That is a nice trade in silver there. I don't
Why
look at it
isn't
for Topstep account. It's expensive, man. $25 a tick.
Yeah,
You trade micros, $5, but it's move.
gold's not doing. Still kind of. Gold's not following silver.
No, it's not.
Thinking about considering adding. If we close here and we break below 25, I might add. But to be honest, I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine with this. Risk 1,000 to make 1,000, 1-to-1. And then if we do start to sell off, then I'll move my stop loss to like 36, 35, just above this 1 hour wick. 36 seems like a good stop loss if we do start to sell off below into those lower 20s. Because there's some consolidation here back on the 26th. You can see that wick right there. There's another kind of resistance. So having the stop loss right there seems actually pretty dang nice, to be honest. Just right there. And then am I going to talk myself into this type of a trade?
Talking yourself into adding?
This is a 2-to-1 risk reward. And yeah, adding.
Okay.
That trade looks a lot better, to be honest.
Pulling the risk in point wise, right? Price wise, pulling the risk in, but then adding to
Yeah.
it, taking the same amount of dollar wise risk. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, Troop, yeah, he is short. Dakota's short gold. I didn't take the trade. I was looking for 35s, but Dakota's short gold. Short, a couple
Yep,
micros.
I'm short. I am short. Short the gold. Okay, I increased my contract size and decreased my risk. How's that sound? Increase my contract size and decrease the risk.
I like that.
Yeah. Usually those don't go hand to hand, right? If you're increasing your contract size, you're
Taking on more
usually
risk.
increasing your risk. Yeah. But no, this is a good example actually of increasing the contract size, but decreasing the risk. Because I could still have my risk up at like 41 if I wanted to have that same dollar amount risk. But I'm fine with a tighter stop.
So there was a question someone asked me earlier, Dakota, and we'll get your opinion on this, and we'll probably close after this. But
Yeah.
invalidation, what does it mean when a trade is invalidated? Right? What does invalidation look like? And I can see you just pulled your stop in a little bit there.
Yeah, so for this trade, when I first looked at it and I first set it up, this would be like the point of invalidation. It's like, okay, if we break through this pivot, then obviously the shorts are not working. And now, the more I watch this trade and seeing a better risk reward, now the way I'm seeing this is if we do break above like 36, there's a couple nice pivots here. And this is big support, right? This is some decent size support because this is an hourly chart. And then we have another nice pivot and some support here. So if we do break above this area, this zone, then that just proves to me that the buyers are just so strong and the odds of us continuing up to say these upper 40s, maybe this next level, right, are greater. So to me, the way I'm viewing this market, this is me, is I could have my stop loss, right around this area and hopefully have this support resistance zone hold and this market, start to sell off and continue back down. Or I could have my stop loss wider up above this next level, and that will allow me plenty of space. So if this market did want to break out, come up and test, and then continue down, but then I won't be getting as good of a risk reward, right? And before I had my take profit down here, and so there's so many ways that you could adjust the trade. There's also so many ways you can mess a trade up, right?
Right.
Uh, but I think I'm fine with this one where it has a tighter stop and a better risk reward, because earlier when I had my stop loss all the way up here and my take profit down here, which is still can be a still valid trade, the risk reward was like 1-to-1. But now with a tighter stop and a little bit tighter of a take profit, I'm getting a 2-to-1 risk reward. And the profit is still, just over $1,000, but the risk has decreased. And I'm only risking, $500 compared to it was 1,000. So hopefully that gave a good example, and the flexibility of micros, right? And using higher time frames where you're not just really quick with those decisions. It gives you some time to just sit here, go through, set the trade up, talk it out. I mean, have a trading partner here, Coach Jay,
Yep.
talk through it. And now I'm happier with this position than I was the other one,
Yeah.
right? Look, now the market, I'm in 8 contracts instead of 5. The market's now going in my way. I was able to add at a good price. I have a tighter stop, so I'm risking less, and I have a tighter take profit too, which means the probability of hitting my take profit is still greater if it does start to sell off. Because last thing I'd want is if this market sell down, hit right here, and then bounce. And if my take profit was down here at those 309s, that wouldn't trigger, because we do have a little bit of a pivot point here at these 314s on this hourly chart. So this is a much better situation, I think, for a short gold than having the other one, I guess. I
It's
know
funny.
it's
I thought
always
about
nice.
doing that exact same thing on my natural gas trade,
Okay.
but I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, I like that trade.
Yeah. It's always nice to have a wider stop, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like wider stop, a 1-to-1. Sure, you're gonna win more, but I love me. Give me a high risk reward. I could be wrong more often. Um, so it just depends on your risk appetite, how you like to trade, and the setup. Every trade is unique. Very rarely do I find the trade to be identical to the previous ones. All trades, honestly, are so unique in these little details and these little situations. So, yeah, that was good in depth right there. So,
Sure. Stuff, man. Well, we are at time. Your call if you want to hang out. You want to call it here. I think I have your intro queued up or your outro, Joe's song. I'll just
all
go
right,
over
man.
real quick this natural gas trade one more time. Short natural gas, we had a failure of volume above the high of the first 30-minute opening range. I am risking about $500 on this trade. Talking about what Dakota was doing, I may want to pull this in and short another contract, and I'd be risking about $400 instead of the 5 that I'm risking.
Bet more.
But I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna leave it where it is. I'm looking for this low to break. If this low breaks before I go to sleep, I'll move my stop in. But if not, that's the trade.
Add more, baby.
And more.
Gold's
Bet
selling off.
more.
But yeah, once again, big thank you. In all aspects, Jay.
For sure, man. Sure, man.
That's all I have. I mean, let's see if gold could sell off here.
All right. Let's get out of here. Have a great night, everyone. We will catch you all for fast markets tomorrow. Remember, we got Aaron doing the London Open 1:30 a.m. Central Time, D doing the Euro trade at 3:30 a.m. Central Time, and the Topstep TV daily show starts at 7:20 with the opening call. See you all then. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Take care. Thanks.